It's just so nice to see the sights, really. One of those sights being the back of a bus. We saw that up close. Too close, in fact. Hello gamers, welcome back to the Armbar arcade. I'm Nate and we're back to Need for Speed The Run. Last episode we made our way through Utah and some other kind of crazy Midwest places. We had the police on our tail. They're still on our tail, and we got to gain 6 places within this little stretch of road in the next 3 miles, so we can get that bit closer to being 50th by Chicago. The police are not too bad in this bit because it's kind of open road. They're just racing alongside us rather than posing any legitimate threat like they were in Las Vegas. Kind of crunching along the side here. I'll try and drive properly this time. Got another 4 positions to gain. Get out the way! Get out the way! Yeah, the police make it kind of harder to race, I guess, which is a shame, but we're going to take this little shortcut through the woods. Some cabins down there. Didn't quite get the pass on our opponent down that shortcut, but it certainly helped. We've got just over a mile to go before the end, so we're going to need to take some places. We've got one guy to overtake to get into 113th place. There we go, we're going to break down into the 2 figures pretty soon. It could be 99th at some point. Go through the roadblock. We've got a couple of hairpins coming up. The Aston Martin's been pretty good. I did see a gas station right at the beginning of this level, but I think we're going to keep it for now. It goes pretty fast, and until sort of tier 3 vehicles become available or whatever they're going to offer us, it'll do, really. They might force us to swap vehicles like the end of the Las Vegas section anyway at some point, so we'll see how it goes. And across the line. So this time we're making our way through Log Hill, still on the $1 Million Highway in Colorado. Coming up to heavy police activity. And we're going to do some mountain cornering. Battle in the canyon. We've apparently already defeated 1 out of the 4 opponents, so good, I guess. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just punted us out into the trees there. That wasn't very nice. We've got to find this next guy within the next 20 or 30 seconds. Got a drifting bonus, but it's not going to be enough if we can't overtake someone. What's the clock counting down? There's no one about. Okay, so we were ahead of him the whole time, I guess. That was pretty unclear, because they'd already counted him as defeated, so I don't know what went on there. Got to catch this next opponent. He's right in front of us in 111th place. Keep getting punted from the side by police. I don't understand where they're coming from, really, but we'll try not to be too affected by the police activity. Get off. Got a couple of seconds to get ahead of this guy. Well, that's a fitting end for us, really, isn't it? I think it's unfair in some of these games where you got like checkpoints, police, and opponents where they say, "Oh, you were too slow." It's like, well, I've got quite a lot on my mind, actually. You know, it's quite a lot of work to do when you try and catch an opponent. You just slip by them like Dive Bomb City like that. It's great, but sometimes it's a lot harder with the police activity and stuff going on. You can bang us from behind all day though, mate. Just makes us faster. Right, we've defeated that opponent. We've got 2 opponents left on this part. I think I can see the next one, but we need to avoid the roadblock first. We've got 20 seconds or so. High octane action coming up through this little waterfall bit. Going to avoid the pickup truck, sort of. We did hit it, but not too badly. Police are going side by side with us through the mountains. We have got some rain finally, actually. We were talking about weather effects earlier in the dust storm. We've got some rain going on. Cheers for that, police. We're going to catch this next guy for 110th place. We're really getting up the rankings now. Or is it 109th even? Yeah, he's in 109th. NBA, I guess. That's what they said. Suspect NBA. Oh, get off. I blame the police for that. I don't see how the game can be like, oh, you should have gone faster. Like, how? Not saying it's bad, but it could have been addressed as a design decision. You know, to have so many police chases and such a high heat level while you're supposed to be overtaking people is kind of difficult. But it's a good game overall. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying our run through America together. Through Colorado. Never been to America personally, so it's nice to see the sights from my own living room. See, this is the kind of thing I don't understand how you're supposed to get past. Like, he's had none of this to deal with, and they're like, oh yeah, overtake him. Well, I can't. He hasn't had to deal with the shit I've had to deal with. We're going to try and overtake him early this time, just so we can be ahead. The problem is he speeds up as well. This is the issue with rubber banding. Very difficult to get consistently ahead of an opponent because they'll come right up behind you as fast as they can. And obviously if you come up to them, they just increase their speed, so we're going to have to not get held up at this bridge bit. That's the first part. That's it. We're going to slip by him. And we should do it this time. There we go. Get out the way. There we go. That was a trick from Most Wanted. The police used to just line up so many police cars that you couldn't ram through them. 109th. We're getting there. And that is the end of stage 4, Desert Hills. Kind of a short stage, I guess. I'm ranked first against my friends once again. On to stage 5. Oh, it's getting icy. Denver. Oh, it's the Rocky Mountains, I believe, in Colorado. Yeah, the Rockies. See, I know my geography. So, here we are in the Grand Mesa National Forest, not to be confused with Black Mesa from Half-Life. And we're in the snow in the Rocky Mountains. In our Aston Martin, we got some other sports cars. Is that a Honda Civic? Don't know. We've been pushed off the road. How unfair. We still retain our 109th position, I believe.
Watch out, Jack. It's about to get icy.
Okay, thanks.
It's about to get icy. Is it really? We're in the snow already. What useless advice. Does she even want us to win this race? Right, we're going to get a car for the ice. What's an icy car? One with good handling, I'm assuming. Right, after some deliberation, I'm going to go with the Audi RS4 in silver, just because it's like you'd see on an advert, I guess. You know, going through the snow. This is the type of car you'd see ploughing through the snow on an advert, so Let's advertise Audi for once, eh? We've had a good selection of cars thus far through the run. I don't know if there's any more than the ones you're allowed to choose from now, whether they unlock as we go along or what. I mean, we're only on stage 5. We're about halfway through, I guess. There's quite a long section after this one that seems to be just straight through the plains, so we'll see how that goes. This is a very icy part at the moment, but we've gone quite well there. That's good. Our rally experience is paying off. Get out of the way. Yeah, see, pushing people out the way is a legitimate tactic in these kind of races. Like, who's going to stop you? So we're up into 103rd. We can taste 99th place. Those double figures soon come crashing down to 50th when we reach Chicago. We're feeling good. Nice bit of straight road we can let rip with our nitrous. It looks lovely. It's such a nice sort of driving game. Like, you sort of forget you're racing at some points when you're going through such nice parts of America, seeing all the sights. And we're making it through to 100th place here. And 99th. Nice rapid passes here. We're going very quickly through the snow, but I suppose it's working, so we're just going to carry on until we crash out. Yeah, we've done all 10 places, but there's about 2 miles left of the course to go. So, I was going to say we've been driving very well, but I will take that back, as we need to regain 2 of our positions from here. Yeah, it's quite easy just to slide off on these snowy bits, so we'll be a bit more careful from now on. But we were having fun. But I think at its heart this really is a driving game rather than a racing game. Obviously, yeah, you are racing up for positions, but it's not hard to pass people. You're not racing super hard or anything. So it is just enjoying driving through all the great roads of America. You know, we've had sunny mountain roads, we've had wintry bits, we've had dust storms, city driving. There's more to come. It's just so nice to see the sights, really. One of those sights being the back of a bus. We saw that up close. Too close, in fact. Oh, shit! Flying pickup truck? Wow. We need an instant replay on that one. So we are battling it out for 99th with 0.9 miles left to go. Get out the way, Skyline. This is my race. But yeah, if someone asked me what my favourite Need for Speed game was, I would probably say The Run. For a while I'd say I would have said Most Wanted. You know, Carbon was very good, but The Run's got the sort of... It's got the graphics, it's got the frame rate for the most part, which obviously the graphics and the frame rate of Most Wanted, when you go back to it, aren't as good as I remember them. Obviously there's the new Most Wanted. I got to check that out at some point. You know, maybe I'll do a completes on that if this goes well. Not sure. But in terms of actual Need for Speed games, I mean, the first ones, Underground was good. Fighting up through the rankings was kind of boring, I guess, because it was sort of like, now you've got to face the guy who's in number 6. Now you've got to face the guy who's 5th. It's like, okay. The open world map on Underground 2 was pretty good. I thought that was pretty interesting in terms of the concept. A lot of games copied the open world map and driving around and taking races from where they begin instead of just entering them from a menu screen. But this is sort of coming back to it with the it's not open world, it's just a run through America. I think it's good to sometimes limit your options. Now, ice plus police on a freeway isn't the greatest combination, but we're going to get ourselves down into 89th by the end of this, so it's looking good for hitting 50th by Chicago. It's still quite a way away. Haha! Signature takedown, motherfucker. We've gained 6 positions. Oh, we are flying down here. To be fair, I think this is my favourite section so far, just because the ice has been so nice to drive on. Like, it's got just the right amount of slide. We've been really flying down these open stretches. It's picturesque. We haven't really hit too much in the way of police or other vehicles. Whenever I say that, we go plough straight into another vehicle. Here we go. So we've got to make up a few positions. This bright green car's going to get in our way, but not for long. No, I said not for long, bright green car. What are you doing? Even the police are trying to rubber band past us. I think the Audi is a little bit slower than some of the other cars we've been in. But you know, it's good to be a sensible driver on the ice. You don't want to spin out or crash headfirst into a truck or anything like that, do you? Slow down. They don't know what I'm about, do they? I'm about crashing, obviously. We've still got 3.5 miles left, so we don't really need to be in any hurry to gain these 10 positions. We're better off just not crashing into police at the moment. Nice. Get out the way. They gave me points at a roadblock ram, but there wasn't much more I could do. Managed to overtake one of our rivals there, so we've got another 2 positions to gain in the next 2.5 miles through this snowy trail. Being complimented by the police on our driving skills, that's nice. I thought the barrier might do that. It keeps resetting us here, but like literally I can't get the traction needed to go around the corner, so every time we're just going through this barrier. That said, we haven't even lost that much time, so it's all good. I think the other guys are waiting for us. There's no way you can avoid all the police. Better off just crashing into them as fast as you can, try and get through. I'm not brake checking, there's a hairpin. Police obviously have never driven in a rally. Well, clearly not. Okay, we've got 1 mile left. The other guy's quite a way ahead. We're going to try and refill the nitrous and probably hit the hammer about half a mile to go. I don't think there's much chance of us catching him here though. Right, let's do it.
I can't stop this guy, he's too fast.
No, there's no way we're catching him. So, we're going to try and wreck and then hopefully we can steal the place back from him while we still have a chance. Yeah, I think we are closer to him than we were, so we're going to try and make the pass, but I think we might have to redo the stage, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's way too far ahead. Unintentionally wrecked a police car there. Or we could just crash into a police car, because that's clearly what they want us to do. Epic music as we're heading towards the finishing line. Should be basically done with Colorado at the end of this, I would have thought. We've done quite a lot in Colorado, in the snowy part of the Rocky Mountains. There we go, across the line. 89th. Oh, it's another rival. Caesar made some bad choices growing up on the streets of LA. The love of a good woman and the impending arrival of their firstborn have made Caesar change his ways. So hold on. He's entered the run because he's changed his ways of making bad choices, yet he's being chased by the police in a high-speed race across America where he's got a very real possibility of dying in a road accident. Doesn't sound like you changed your ways, Caesar.
They drive as a crew, Jack. Stay sharp.
They drive as a crew, Jack. Alright. I drive as a crew. Just me. I'm the crew. Still snowy here. Doesn't look like we are out of Colorado yet. We've got a helicopter tracking our every move. Get out of the way. They got green wheels on that car. I want green wheels. Don't know why I'm not allowed green wheels. Maybe that's what's slowing me down. If I push him off a cliff, do you reckon he'd mind? I'm not sure he would. I'm assuming this one's Caesar because he was actually mentioned in the introductions rather than just his brothers. So we've got to be careful not to push Caesar off a cliff because he's expecting his firstborn child. So, you know, I'm a nice guy. I'm trying to win $25 million, but I'm still a nice guy. Get out the way! Fucking hell. Went absolutely flying. Hope he wasn't expecting his firstborn child. These guys fight a lot harder than the normal rivals. They keep coming back after we've passed them, so we're going to have to be careful about letting them by. But we've got 2.5 miles left, so we don't need to be in first place just yet. And by first place, I mean 85th. But they are like mini races, really, as you go along. So it's good that it's kind of kept the Need for Speed formula without really repeating it. I like that about this game. They are really rubber banding away from us, though. Well, they were. That was that. Yeah, that was a big accident, really. This is extreme tailgating now. It's a new sport. It's like extreme ironing, where people iron on the side of a mountain. We're doing extreme tailgating, where we tailgate on the side of a mountain and narrowly avoid the same fate as we just saw. We've only got 0.9 miles left, so we'd better get a move on. Just waiting for the nitrous bar to fill up enough so that we can blast away. Not going to go into the petrol station because I reckon that might cost us the race. Avoid the pickup and punt the other Audi to come through in 86th. So we've made it to Aspen. The only other racing game I remember having a part in Aspen was Speed Devils for the Dreamcast, which was kind of a niche game. It was good. I might do a complete of it sometime because I remember it was pretty good. But you competed in race series through, I think, real tracks. I could be wrong. I remember it vaguely. I'm going to have to play it again just to see what it's like. But yeah, Speed Devils was a pretty good game. I remember liking it as a kid. I think there was some betting involved as well. You could bet with other drivers. Had a nice aesthetic going on with it. A lot of the Dreamcast racing games were pretty good, actually. As I go up the side there. One game that I remembered being better than it was Sega GT. You could drive GT cars. It was a little bit like a Gran Turismo before Gran Turismo. Well, after Gran Turismo, but before. Well, it was a little bit like Gran Turismo, should I say. Obviously Vanishing Point, which we looked at recently, that was quite a good racing game on the Dreamcast. Maybe not the racing mode itself, but the stunt mode was good. I've always had racing games growing up. Never been amazing at them, but you know, we get by. As we are right now on this sun-drenched ice track. It's not as slidey as you might imagine. You can see we got a fair degree of control over the car as we avoid hitting some things and hit some other things. All we've really got to do is get through the checkpoints in time, so we're not super worried about going too fast. Got plenty of time to get through that checkpoint, even if it did say hurry up. Good time. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a good time as well. Nice little pass there as we speed through these mountains. Oh, we're getting dangerously close to the edge, but we managed to avoid it. Use a bit of nitrous to make up a bit more time. 36 seconds to get to the final checkpoint. I think we can do this. Just ignore that, really. Whenever I say I think we can do it, or we haven't hit anything in a while, we end up crashing. So maybe the new plan is just to self-deprecate. We're doing terribly. We couldn't possibly do well. Well, there we go, it worked. So we come across the line there in Aspen, plenty of snow still. 36 places until Chicago, and that's going to just about do it for this episode of Need for Speed The Run on the Armbar Arcade. Leave in the comments your favourite snowy tracks in games, whether that be rally tracks or other games. Obviously Aspen and Speed Demons, I remember. Speed Devils, I remembered. Leave a like if you liked the video, and I will see you next time on the Armbar Arcade.